welcome you here, and I'm glad to see you all here and attending this event.
Wonderful. Thank you all. And we will have our students introduce themselves during their slide. Laura, so what we're talking about today?
So today we're going to start off with kind of going over all the updates that we have for you related to COVID-19 and the fall semester. Then we will introduce Rowan to you and talk a little about why we're so awesome and why you should choose Rowan. And then we're going to have our two students share their experience at Rowan as an international student. After that, we're going to kind of go through the post-admission steps and what you should be doing if you're already admitted. And then at the very end, we're going to open it up for questions. So most of the time, we're going to designate 2 questions so we can try and address all your concerns.
Yeah, so we'll handle the questions through the Q&A. Dara is the moderator. So make sure you send in your questions to us. We'd love to hear from you. All right, so we have Gokhan talking a little bit about COVID-19 responses.
Actually, around the world, change the way they operate, and Rowan has made a couple of changes to accommodate our students in the spring semester and also in the coming semester, fall 2020. One of the things we did with admissions is that we relaxed our admission requirements. We now email your I-20s in the, we send them in the email. We used to send them through mail. We accept bank statements now up to 12 months old because the rule was we don't accept anything older than 6 months. Right now, if your bank statement is up to 12 months old, we accept those for admission for I-20 requirements. A lot of programs on campus now do not require ACT, SAT, or GMAT or GRE because the tests are not available. Similar to TOEFL and IELTS, they're not available as well. So right now, Rowan accepts Duolingo English test, which is cheaper and quicker, as you may know. Also, we don't require reference letters and recommendation letters because a lot of faculty members may not be available. Scholarship information, we still offer scholarships for undergraduate students, as you know. Probably most of you received that information from Kessie. The graduate programs, we don't really have any scholarship for graduate programs unless you are in a research program. But if you're not in a research program, the good news is that Rowan University charges all international students in-state tuition. If you don't know what in-state tuition is, it's the same tuition rate that domestic American students pay. So our graduate tuition rate is very low compared to the other U.S. institutions. Orientation, we are preparing an face-to-face and also online orientation because as everybody is in, we just do not know how things will turn out yet. As you know, things change almost daily, but we're preparing both face-to-face and online orientation. And for fall 2020, probably this is the most critical question: what will Rowan do? We plan to offer all options for our students. We will offer online program, we will offer hybrid program, meaning some of them are in class, some of them are online, and we will offer also in-class program classes, but the in-class program depends on the situation, the government, what the government says, also what the state tells the university. Because if the situation with COVID-19 does not improve by September, we will have to stay online only. But Rowan is prepared for all 3. It's too early to mention, but there might be some discount for online classes, but this information has not been approved or officially announced yet. But as soon as it's done, we will inform you of that information.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gokhan. So before I start talking a little bit about Rowan, I just want to give it a shout to some of our participants. Chris, welcome. We also have other students. Kamal, wonderful to have you here. Computer Science graduate program. Who else we have here? Somebody from Turkey as well. You see anybody else, Lauren?
I see Petro commented, Gabriela from Mexico. Hello, nice to see you had joined us. If any of you have questions along the way, feel free to drop it in this chat box. We're going to keep track, and then we're going to answer them all from the end. Hi, Abigail.
All right, so a little bit about Rowan University. So we are a public research institution located in South New Jersey. We are in Glassboro, which is a college town. We like to say that we are convenient located because we are 25 minutes from Philadelphia, which is literally in our backyard. Also close to major cities as well in the United States. Who doesn't know about New York City? We are only 2 hours away from New York City, all depending on traffic, right? And from our capital, 3 hours away. Also, we have plenty of, things to do in our state. So, for example, I'm originally from Brazil. I love the beaches. So we have plenty of beach resort towns an hour from us. And who likes the mountains? Let us know. We also have mountains near us, and it's about 2 hours. So for those that like to skiing or just like the mountain view, we have, plenty of those options. Beyond that, you see on the left corner, our picture of our downtown, which is called Rowan Boulevard. There is a lot of, shops, restaurants. We have a hotel there. We also have a beautiful square, which we have, events throughout the year for Rowan University, but also for our community as well. What is unique about Rowan University? First, it starts with our name. So we are named after a wonderful man that donated $100 million. And it was the first person to donate $100 million to a public institution. Beyond that, we have great donors as well, as you see Rick and Jean named throughout their presentation today in our slide. They are alumni of Rowan University, and they also build great things here as well. We do have our planetarium. Also, we have, different telescopes as well. So if you are interested in astronomy, or if you like to see the night sky in South Jersey, we have plenty of events there for you. Beyond that, we have a fossil park. For those that don't know, New Jersey is one of the places in the world that was able to find the first complete skeleton of a dinosaur. So yes, that really puts us in the map, and we have a fossil park where our students in our community can go dig for fossils, and you might find even a dinosaur, who knows, right? A dinosaur bone, why not? Beyond that, we are a institution that have 2 medical schools. There are only 3 in the U.S. So we grant the MD program, the more traditional, approach to medicine, and also the DO, which is more the holistic approach to medicine. All right, we are on the rise. So Rowan University is well ranked, in the U.S. So we are top public, top national, and also top global. So as you can see, according to U.S. News, we are currently 79 on top public research university. Nationally are 166. And beyond that, we are also well ranked for some of our programs. So for example, engineering, we are 21 in the nation for best undergrad engineering program. For business, 260. And just to put numbers into perspective, we have over 4,300 higher education institutions in the U.S. So to be top 100, it's a pretty, great place to be. Beyond that, we are considered fourth fastest growing public research institution in the nation right now. And also, we do well ranked for best value for your money, and some of the institutions that are pretty affordable with such a great quality education. A little bit about profile. So Rowan University is considered a mid-level institution. So we have over 19,000 students. A majority of our students are undergrad students, as you can see. We are way over 1% in terms of international. Majority of our students are coming from Asia, so India, as you see listed there, we have students from Saudi Arabia, Nigeria. We're currently representing 35 countries. And one thing that I would like to also mention is that we really focus on the personalized learning experience. And what is that, Kes? Is that, even though we have such a big population of students, but we do not have one single lecture hall in our campus. So you're not going to be stuck with 300 other students in a lecture hall. And also, we do not have teaching assistants. So majority of our professors, they are qualified to be there to teach you, and it's not going to be students teaching other students. So, and beyond that is something important to know is that Rowan University is in our culture that our faculty really care about our students and also our staff as well, which really helps, our students to feel welcome and call this place home. Beyond that, we are considered one of the top institutions in the nation for safest college campus in America. Last but not least, I know we're coming here for our, academic, but there is so much more than academic. It's your experience. So if you are, enjoying your experience here, you're happy, and there is so much to talk about Rowan University in New Jersey. One is we do have 4 distant seasons. So, there is a transformation that goes throughout, each season, and the campus is beautiful, as you can see in some of these pictures. And there's plenty of activities to do for each season as well. So one thing I can assure you, you're never bored. Beyond that, our location, like I said, we are close to, major cities, historical cities. Like I said, Philadelphia was the first capital of the United States. Today is the 6th biggest city in America in terms of population. There is plenty of culture as well. We are in the Northeast, so there is a lot of diversity. New York City is near us as well. And last but not least, job opportunities. Come on, that's what we're here for, right? That's what we're coming for our academics, is to, get a job at the end of the day. And there is plenty of opportunities in the state of New Jersey for not only jobs, but even with our institution in terms of, you hear from our students in terms of research assistantship, also leadership, internships, job on campus, and so much more. And last thing I want to mention about New Jersey, if you do a little bit of research about the state, is one of the top states in the country in terms of, safe. It's a great state for education, healthcare, and also Big Tip is one of the states that have the high paying salaries as well. So make sure you check out our institution and also our state. International.
So we have a lot of great services here at Rowan. We international student advisors are here to help you any way we can. We advise on cultural adjustment and things like optional practical training, OPT, and curricular practical training, CPT. And we also have a lot of great student-run organizations on campus, including our International Club, which is a great way to meet other international students and American students. They run a lot of trips. They've run trips to New York, Philly, DC in the past. And we also have a Graduate Student Association, and I know many of you are graduate students. That's another great way to get involved on campus. And new this year, we have a cricket club, which we're super excited about. So if you're interested in playing some cricket, you can check them out. And finally, I just want to highlight our job fairs. So we have job fairs throughout the academic year in the fall and spring semesters. And this is a great way to meet employers and network, and it can really help you get a job after graduation.
Thank you, Kate. All right, so now we're going to hear from our students. So first of all, we're going to hear from Marco. Go ahead, Marco.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's a real pleasure to talk to you today. My name is Marco, and I'm basically a Rowan student myself. Recent graduate, actually just graduated, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about how my experience was at Rowan University. So we got to hear a lovely stuff from our international center team about Rowan, and I just kind of wanted to bring in my international perspective. But you know, here it says I have 3.8 GPA, all these school honors and everything. But you know, as Kesianne mentioned, my Rowan experience was so much more than school. It was really beyond the classroom, and I was just privileged to be involved in so many stuff on campus, which is basically what made my college experience here. I got an opportunity to be an admissions ambassador. So I was giving tours to our campus. I was engaging with prospective students and families. I was also a resident assistant. So I was responsible for kind of overseeing students living in our residential halls. I was also a Rowan Global Ambassador, which means I actually got to travel back home to my country, which is Serbia, and I got a chance to present Rowan to other international students like me in an attempt to just let them know how wonderful Rowan is. I also had a chance to get some jobs and internships. Like Kate mentioned, I had my CPT, which is curriculum practical training. So I had them that past summer. That was a really great experience, and I just really want to emphasize that experience was because I made connections and I developed relationships here at Rowan, and not just kind of go to classes, sit around, and kind of just do my homework and that's it. So, just my involvement on campus and knowing people kind of helped me land that internship. But, just want to say, guys, I was really blessed here with my 4 years at Rowan that I've been here. I've visited about 20 states. I've been to about 10 major U.S. cities. So Rowan really gave me that wonderful, wonderful opportunities. And if you're anything like me, chasing the American dream, then you'll find a place here at Rowan. That's
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Marco, for sharing. Now we are going to hear from Anvesh.
Hello guys, I'm Anvesh here and I'm from India. I'm a recent graduate from Rowan, mechanical engineering, master's in mechanical engineering. So I'd like to start here with my experience when I first came to Rowan. To be honest, I was a bit frightened when I came to Rowan. Like I'm literally new here. I'm far away from home. I was like, what will I do here and who will support me? But when I met international staff, Gokan, Gina, Kate, and everyone, I felt like, okay, this is something much more than I've expected. And when I started my master's in Rowan, and I felt it's entirely different from other colleges. And I have a few friends from other universities, and they're like, it's different from here. And in my case, I'm a graduate student as a research assistant, and I've done a few projects in Health for Robot and Bio-Inspired Robot. And it is fun to be here in Rowan, and you never feel bored. And it's a few miles away from the Philadelphia and New York, and we have Rowan after hours every weekend, so it'll be great. And Rowan is one of the best choices for your master's and undergrad as well. And as our host mentioned, it's the fastest growing universities in the nation. So if you have any doubts or anything regarding master's, or at least what I could help, you can feel free to approach me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anvesh, for sharing your wonderful experience. Now we're going to hear from Gina with more information about post-admissions.
All right, so these are the steps that you should do after you get accepted. All these steps are detailed on our newly accepted student webpage, so you can always refer to this webpage for more information. Our application admission deadline is June 1st, which is in 10 days. So if you still have any admission documents missing, please submit those documents to Kesianne String as soon as possible. Complete your I-20 application by July 1st. So if you still have any missing I-20 documents, you can email them to rowanic@rowan.edu. The most important thing is to confirm your admission offer, which means you are serious about your plans of becoming a Rowan student. It's also important to activate your Rowan account and email. And the first thing you should do in this process is to enroll in Duo. Pay your I-901 CVIS fee, which is $350. We encourage you to pay this fee even during these times of COVID-19 because you will not lose the money even if you defer. And you will need your Rowan I-20 to complete the form I-901. Next, you should apply for your non-immigrant visa, DS-160, and schedule an appointment at the U.S. Embassy in your home country if you haven't done so yet. Submit your health forms to the Wellness Center at rowan.edu. We encourage you guys to collect all your immunization records from your doctor in your home country before you come to the U.S. Rowan will automatically enroll all full-time students in health insurance. However, if you have your own health insurance, you can waive the Rowan insurance online. An important step in this process is confirming your living and housing arrangement. All undergraduate students who are not married under the age of 21 and not living with a parent or legal guardian should live on campus. Other students can live off campus. When you plan your travel to the US and book your ticket, share your arrival information with Rowan IC. We will offer free airport pickup from the Philadelphia airport if you need it. Our on-campus move-in day is Tuesday, August 25th. For students who live on campus, we will help you to move in. And our mandatory orientation is August 26th and August 27th for graduates and undergraduates, and August 28th is for undergraduates only, which is the general university orientation. Now, as Gökhan mentioned, we are preparing for both physical and online, so we will keep you updated on this information. The first day of classes is September 1st, and you can pay your bill in different ways, including Western Union. So you can always pay after you arrive to the US and register for your classes.
Thank you, Gina. So the reason why Gina are mentioning some of these things is because we have a couple admitted students here with us today as well. And I would like to give you a little bit of a shout to some of them. Also, we have Abigail from Ghana here. Someone else, let's see. Lauren, do you see anybody else? Stephanie from Colombia is also here. Congratulations, you admitted to Rowan. Welcome to the family. Samuel from Nigeria is also here with us today. So can make sure you keep sending your questions. And Lauren, you're it now. Did I mute her on purpose?
Lauren, you're muted, I think.
Okay. I just had a whole conversation with myself. So what I'd like to ask, if you're admitted to Rowan and you've received your acceptance letter and you're on social media, to take an awesome picture in your home country or wherever you are with your acceptance letter holding it and tag us, and we'll feature you on our account. So definitely do that leading up to the semester, and we'll give you a shout out.
Wonderful. So that's pretty much ends our presentation, and we are opening now the floor for you guys, and we want to hear from you. What are your questions, your concerns, and so on. So Dara, can you start with some of the questions that you got?
Yes, I can. So far I've gotten a few. The first one was, does MBA require the GMAT at this time?
So at this time, they still are requiring it, but then you have a couple options. So you can take the online at-home test if you want to, but you can apply without it and be considered for admission without it. And if you are eligible without it, then they can offer you admission. But if not, they might come back and tell me they need to submit the GMAT. They can't exempt you from the requirement, and then you'll be told that you need to take it. And at that point, if you don't have enough time, we can always defer you to a later semester. But you can have either option. You can apply without it, or you can take the at-home test right now.
Wonderful. Next question, Dara.
What do you have? What day do I have until I can confirm my admission offer?
So in terms of undergrad, you have until June 1st to confirm your enrollment. And please, I also want to, let you know that if the enrollment fee is a barrier for you, any type of barrier, please let me know. Make sure you communicate with me. All of you that are undergrad, you do have my email address in your portal. So let us know, and we'll be happy to waive that for you.
And for the graduate side of things, you can confirm your offer up until July 1st, which is the I-20 deadline. So if you aren't sure and you want to wait until that next month, you have an extra month for grad students.
Next question, Dara.
Is there an opportunity to apply for OPT after graduation?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take this one. Yeah, there is opportunity to apply for OPT after graduation. It's called post-completion OPT, and you should be in the U.S. for 2 semesters on F1 visa for you to apply. And of course, graduate.
And this is a follow-up question. How long can an international student be able to work after graduating?
You can work for 12 months. This is the actual initial OPT period, but then STEM majors are allowed to extend for another additional 24 months, which makes the whole OPT period 3 years.
Wonderful.
And I'm an international student, but I'm in the U.S. currently. How will things differ for the post-admission process?
So on the undergrad side, you can defer 1 semester for spring. But like Gokhan said, we are preparing for both, for, face-to-face, hybrid, and also online. So it'll be your option, to what way you want to study.
I think from the way I'm reading the question, she's asking, and Gina, you might be able to help her, Kate, how does the I-20 process and all of that differ? So once they're admitted and they're already in the U.S., what are the steps for them?
So basically, if she is already in the U.S., she can always ask her international center at her current institution to transfer out her CVIS record to us. So she will be a transfer in our records, and she will keep, and we can issue an I-20 for her as a transfer student while keeping her same CVIS ID number. We can communicate with her international center as well in order to make this transfer easy and smooth. And she can also tell her international center about her transfer release date. So this is something that we can also talk to her more if she sends an email to rowanic@rowan.edu.
And I just want to add, it is a simple process once you're already in the U.S. to just transfer from your I-20 from one institution to the other.
It is.
Next question.
Next one is, will fall be in person?
Gokhan, you want to take that one?
Now, that decision is not only up to the university. If the situation with COVID-19 improves and the state government, New Jersey state government, allows the university to go back to in-class teaching, then we will definitely offer in-class teaching in the fall. The good thing is our class size, the student numbers in each class is small, so we are not worried about, the student safety and security, but university is constantly monitoring the situation with COVID-19. Whatever the situation allows us, we will do that. If the situation allows us to do face-to-face, we will do face-to-face, but we will also offer online. If it is not possible, if the things are as bad as they were back in March and April, then we will have to stay online only. But our goal is right now, Rowan is one of the universities that's planning to offer face-to-face classes in the fall.
Thank you, Gokhan. And just to give an idea, our average class size is around 20 students per class. And the majority of our class can even handle more than 30 to 35 students. Next question, Dara.
Does the university exempt the housing policy? Is it really necessary to stay on campus for the second semester and on?
So it depends on if you are unmarried under the age of 21 and have less than 58 credits, then you are subject to the mandatory housing policy, but you can apply for a waiver you would need to have a parent or guardian that you could live with that's within 40 miles of the university, so commuting distance. If you have any questions about the policy, definitely contact the housing office. And their contact information you can find if you just, search Rowan housing, it comes right up, housingquestions@rowan.edu, but they make all of the final decisions when it comes to the mandatory housing policy.
Yeah.
So
Sorry for interrupting. We have plenty of off-campus housing options available. As far as I know, Anvesh lives off-campus. I don't know, Martin, you lived off-campus or on campus?
No, I was on campus.
Okay.
And just to clarify too, this is just for undergraduate students, the mandatory housing policy. If you're a graduate student, it doesn't matter how old you are, or how many credits. This is just for undergrad.
Right. And I guess we could say 90% of our graduate students live off campus, and many of our undergrad students live on campus.
And just to clarify even further, for undergrad students, you only required to live on campus during your first year and your second year, so freshman, sophomore. But as Kate said, there are different waivers that you can apply as well. As like if you live with a legal guardian within 40 miles, that's one of them.
So yeah, there was one student who mentioned she was offered admission for undergraduate in computer science. She's 17 years old, unmarried, but she has relatives in Philadelphia. Could she live with them?
As long as she's within 40 miles, and they are willing.
Did we lose Kate?
Kate.
So internet connection issues. So
I was saying that if the student lives, that place is within 40 miles radius from the campus, then they can live with that family member or relatives, whoever that would be.
Yep.
And then another student I saw, there's a lot of coming in, so I'm just jumping in to help there. But they're asking if there's student clubs for Indian students and what Indian students can get involved in.
I can say two things. For many of the Indian students are grad students, so we just established a graduate student association. But if they're looking for something fun, we have hundreds of clubs at the undergrad level. But specifically for graduate student, specifically for Indian students, we have just established the cricket club. And actually our office purchased all the necessary gears and tools, whatever needed to play cricket. And I gave it to our Indian students, so they are taking care of those. So we were hoping them to play actually cricket on campus sometime in April, May, because we bought everything in, I think, February. But because of COVID-19, the campus closed. So hopefully in the fall, we'll have a very nice cricket club on campus.
And Zach, you want to add anything?
Yeah, actually, I was about to say what Gokun said earlier. We have the kit and all the gear, so we're about to play, but this COVID-19 popped up and everything.
Anvesh, is every Indian student a good cricket player?
Almost.
Almost? Okay.
Yeah.
I got one question. Can I transfer credits from IB? Gokun, you want to handle that one?
Yes, we have a structured IB program here at Rowan. We accept, I can say, 99% of IB courses, and Rowan is very generous with those credits. A lot of IB courses, Rowan gives 6, 9, sometimes 12 credits for those courses. And we have that chart of courses and what Rowan offers on our registrar's website. Rowan Registrar has the list of IB courses and what they equate to at Rowan. We have a whole chart. So yes, we do accept them. And also for IB students, we also offer a special additional scholarship for IB students.
Yes. Dara, any questions?
I see a good one, and maybe, I don't know, Gokun or Gina can answer this one, but what will happen if the embassy in my country is closed and the process is delayed?
That's a good one.
Gina, do you want to start, or either way?
I just want to say that we are hearing that most of the embassies will reopen by the saying that a certain this is something that's going to happen soon. I mean, we are expecting some delays, but as long as the embassy is reopen and you can go and apply and get your F1 visa, you will always have time to come if the face-to-face classes resume in the fall. So we know that there will be a delay. However, if the embassy is open and the face-to-face classes will resume, you can make it happen.
Right. I was going to say, we hear that the embassies, and this is not official, of course, but we hear through our contacts that embassies will start opening sometime mid-June to late June. This may not necessarily give you enough time to apply, maybe because a lot of people want to apply for visas. But if you happen to apply for the visa late, and you, for example, our classes start on September 1st, you got your visa on August 25th, kind of late, right? You need to get a plane ticket and all those. And you can be in the US maybe not on September 1st, but September 10th. We can help you arrange a late arrival through your department, whatever. If you're studying computer science, we'll contact computer science department and let them know that you're arriving late because of visa issue. Now, if you got your visa really late, maybe like say September 20th or late September, the embassy will probably issue that even for fall. Then we recommend that you take the online course for the first semester from September to December and use your visa and come to the United States in January for the spring semester.
Here's another one. It says that they completed summer training in California at the University of Southern California. So they have a 5-year student visa, and they want to know if they have to reapply for a visa or not.
No.
Gina, you want to?
Yeah, no, they don't have to reapply for a visa. If you have a valid visa, even from another university, you don't have to reapply. Even if you travel back to your home country and you want to re-enter, you can re-enter on the other visa as long as the other visa is valid. All you need is an updated I-20 from Rowan University.
All right, any other questions? Dara, do you see anything on your side?
Yes. So one of my questions is, what is the options of graduate students for on-campus jobs?
Jobs for graduate students.
So I can just jump in. There's a lot of on-campus jobs that any international student can apply for, that they can work up to 20 hours a week and take home a weekly paycheck. Anything else to add, team?
Research assistantships, graduate assistantships, those are, options that students can apply. I know that I have a lot of, students working in admissions office. We have students working in the rec center. We have tour guides. Also, we have, what else? RAs as well, working on our dorms. Anything else you guys want to add, Invesh and Marco, in terms of jobs?
I just want to add that they can also, we have students who work in web services, we have students who work at the rec center. So there are departments on, as long as the work is institutional work study, graduates and undergraduates can apply to these jobs.
Here's a question that says, if there's no face-to-face classes and they are offered online, can we stay in our home country and attend these online classes?
That's a good question.
Yes, definitely. And actually, in this semester, in the spring, what happened is our current students, some of them chose to go back to their countries and stay with their families and took all the courses online. Because online course means from beginning to the end, including all the exams, you don't have to come to the class. Everything is 100% online. So you don't necessarily need to be in the United States to be able to complete the course.
Next question.
What scholarship positions are available for international students at Rowan University?
Wonderful scholarships. I'll take that one. So in terms of undergrad, we really have a robust scholarship. So we have a merit-based scholarships that ranges from $2,000 to $10,000. And primarily we're looking for, high school GPAs, also test scores, like SAT or ACT or TOEFL, IELTS. But beyond that, we have a Brown and Gold scholarship, which is primarily for out-of-state students. So potentially students can get up to $18,000 in scholarships, which is pretty good. We also have a brand new scholarship for our IB students as well. And some of these scholarships can be combined as well. And beyond that, once you're here at Rowan University, you can apply for foundation scholarships, which is literally money donated to the university. So you have, more opportunities available to you as well.
Can I jump in for the graduate side of things? And can you all hear me? Because I had some technical difficulties earlier. Everything completely froze.
Yeah, we hear you.
So for grad students, there are some assistantships that may possibly be available for the upcoming academic year. It is a little tough to say right now with COVID what the status of the funding will be, but we're still encouraging you to check them out. Send an email to rowanic@rowan.edu, and I can send you information about where you can apply for these assistantships. So there's different departments that potentially offer them. If you're not doing thesis research, then it's not really possible for you to get funding through your own academic department. But there are other offices on campus like housing. I think they already did their hiring, but there's the student center and other offices that have paraprofessional positions, office positions that are available potentially. But just send me an email and I can send you that information. But you have to inquire with each specific office about what their guidelines and eligibility requirements are for those assistantships.
And just to add, I was a graduate assistant, and it's a great, amazing opportunity because you get your, master's paid for, but also you have a job and you get paid as well. So, you can work 10 hours a week or up to 20 hours a week, which is a great opportunity, for that.
Here's another question that I think is good to address, and maybe Gokhan, you could speak to it, or Gina, but they're asking if they choose to study the first semester online, but then want to attend further semesters on campus, but then their visa gets rejected, what happens then?
I think this is the toughest situation, probably the highest risk there, and that applies to all universities, not only Rowan. Not knowing if I'm ever able to get a visa or not. Now, the situation is, if that happens, we can definitely write a support letter for the student, but we can't guarantee that if that's going to give the student a visa when they try again. However, the argument is that if you take courses online per semester and hopefully you're successful, that record of success should increase your chance of getting a visa because that makes you a serious student. Now, I talked to the visa officers in India a lot. I met with them in Mumbai, in Hyderabad, in Chennai, and they all said the same thing. They're looking for things that's going to make the student look serious. The student is serious, they really want to study, there's a genuine application, and student is really qualified for the education. So if you take the courses and you're successful, I think that shows you're successful, you fit for the program, and you're qualified, etc. But again, we can't guarantee that if you're going to be able to get a visa, definitely. But another thing, a safety net, is that Rowan University is an accredited national research university, meaning that if something goes wrong, the transcript you will get from Rowan, the courses should be able to transfer to any university. around the world because we are an accredited, very well-known public university. So, I mean, there is risk, but there is also other advantages with this.
If
I have a
they attend online classes for the fall, do they still have to attend orientation virtually, or can they just start the classes when they begin?
I say it's good to attend the orientation if it's virtual, so they can attend the orientation from home. There's always very beneficial information that they can learn from the orientation. So I encourage students to attend the orientation even if they want to take the classes online.
And so a lot of students are affected financially because of COVID-19, so they may not be able to afford the tuition. Is there any aid or discount coming?
Now, for the undergrad, I think the university has been very generous with the scholarship, especially this semester. Whoever have been admitted, I know the university has been very generous. For the graduate programs, again, in the United States, universities charge in-state tuition, out-of-state tuition. Out-of-state tuition means the students that are not from New Jersey, like international students. So those students pay always 2 or 3 times more than American students. But at Rowan, the graduate students pay the same tuition as the American students. So there is no difference. Our tuition is lower. And our president just recently announced that he will keep the tuition rate the same as last year. So there is no increase in the new fiscal year. I think our current graduate tuition is about $16,000 for the whole year. However, there is a possibility of getting some form of discount for the online classes in the fall for the graduate students, because, but it is not official. Decision has not been made yet. But there's a discussion on this. If the decision is made, we will definitely let you know, both all groups, undergraduate, graduate, transfer, everybody.
There is a question about IB scholarship. So we just finished our whole entire process for IB, and we'll be providing IB scholarships for the next cycle. Gökhan, you want to tell a little bit more about these scholarships, IB scholarship?
The scholarship is about your score, IB score. As you know, you take 6 courses, core courses, and from each you get up to 7 points. So your total score will determine how much scholarship you will receive. Cassie, would you remind me how much they were? Was it 360?
Yeah, up to 8,000 for the year.
So you can get up to 8,000, and getting $8,000 is not very difficult. But the good thing with IB is, remember, you also get other scholarships from Rowan University. IB is additional scholarship on top of the other scholarships. So this makes a very nice scholarship package for you.
And also, you can save time as well as you transfer these credits to Rowan University, and you can potentially probably transfer up to 18 credits.
Actually, probably way more than that, Cassie, because a lot of courses we give 6-9 credits. So with the 6 courses they take, they may get 30, 35 credits up to maybe 40. If they took language courses, we give up to 15 credits for each language course.
There we go. So you really can save some time there.
Could save like over a year probably by transferring to Rowan.
So you can start as a sophomore.
Right.
Here's a fun one. Chris says, I personally love the cold. How cold does it get in New Jersey during the winter time?
Very.
I love it. You know, I lived in Alabama for 15, 16 years. Alabama is south, is very hot, like Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama. And I missed this kind of place like New Jersey, where you have 4 distinct seasons, and you have the spring, you have the fall, and you have the winter. And I missed the snow. And New Jersey gets good snow some years. The first year I moved here, it snowed a lot. This past year, it didn't snow almost at all, but it was still cold. You know, like there are a lot of good cold days. But, you know, at the end of the day, in the United States, you don't really walk outside much, you know. Right. Everything is in close proximity, so I don't think it's a problem, but I enjoy it. I love the 4 seasons in New Jersey.
I myself as well. Like I said, I'm originally from Brazil, and in Brazil, we only had 2 seasons where I live, which it was literally summer, hot, winter, rain. So I love, the different seasons. And the cool thing is that in New Jersey, there is so much to do in each season as well because they're so convenient located, which, it's pretty cool. And Chinese snow as well. It's wonderful.
Another one is, what is the F1 visa process like? And maybe like what kind of questions, what's the interview like? I don't know if anyone wants to jump in there.
Once you get your I-20 from Rowan University, you schedule your interview, and then you go to interview. I talked to the visa officers in India specifically, and also Brazil as well, by the way, because I was in Brazil a couple of months ago, and they all say the same thing. They are testing you to see that if you are a genuine applicant, do you know what you're applying for? Do you qualify for the program? Meaning that they look at your undergraduate studies, they look at what you applied for, they look at sometimes your transcripts. But questions they ask, you must answer very clearly. You must give complete answer. Do not need to talk too much. Do not need to say unnecessary things. Just answer the question, but do not hide any facts, because sometimes the embassy officer, the visa officers ask questions they know the answers of. They may ask, do you have any relatives in the United States? And they already see it on the screen that you have your aunt lives in maybe, I don't know, Michigan. And they ask you this question. It's a test question. So you should always be open, honest, direct. And when you are speaking, sometimes some students lose the visa chance because of their English, because they get nervous. So they try to speak too fast to impress the visa officer. Speaking fast doesn't mean you have good English. You must speak at a normal rate, but clearly. So trying to speaking fast, and I see this kind of students in different environments, that doesn't work well. So try to control your stress level and be open, and don't say too much, but answer the question clearly and openly and honestly.
Rowan, how about showing strong ties to the country? Is that still...
Yes.
Right, that's still important. They need to understand that you will go back. There is no one knows what's going to happen 4 years from today. But at the interview, you should be able to say, I'm getting this degree because I have this kind of plan for my career in my country, this kind of company I want to work at, or something like that. Students who travel to other Western countries have definitely higher chance of getting a visa. Like if you have the Canada or Europe, some maybe Schengen visa from Europe on your passport, probably this increases their chance. This is also a proof that they have ties to their country, meaning that they went to another country and they came back. But yes, that matters. Normally the visa officer, officially there is nothing required other than your I-20, but you must take everything with you, everything, just in case that question might be asked. Copy of your transcript, bank statements, other proof that maybe your parents have a house, maybe your parents' employment, everything you can bring that could make your case stronger.
I just want to add that on our newly accepted student webpage, there are good information about how to prepare for the visa interview, and a good document called 10 Points to Remember when applying for a U.S. visa. So check out the newly accepted student webpage for more information.
Right.
It's very detailed.
Yes, I agree. I think students should look at it. And one more thing that came to my mind that sometimes students fail, you must look at the program that you applied for. If you applied for Master's in Computer Engineering, please go to the website of that program on Rowan's website and look at the courses you will take next 2 years. If you're undergraduate in computer science, please go to the website of computer science program and look at your program, what that looked like. Because the visa officer wants to know if you have any idea about the program you're going into.
Alicia asked if we have any other Caribbean students enrolled, and I can speak a little bit to it because I pulled up the data. But not only international, we do have international students from, what am I looking at? Jamaica, but we also have local students from Jamaica, Dominican Republic. So there's a lot of local population as well from those countries.
Alicia is also asking, can payments be made per semester or per course?
I mean,
So payments can be made per semester. There is actually a payment plan that you
Right.
can sign up for, and I believe it can be divided by 5 months, correct, Gina?
Probably, I believe it's 4 payments,
4
if
payments?
I'm not mistaken, but they can do it through the bursar's office. The payments will be divided,
Yep.
3 to 4.
And that information will be posted. Yeah, they'll post that on their website with the dates
Yeah.
as well.
And probably probably the bursar office can go up to 5 payments if there is due to this COVID-19 situation. They are being flexible with the students by extending some deadlines or by increasing the number of payments to make it easier on students who are facing financial burdens due to the situation.
That's a great point, Gina. So the flexibility that you mentioned,
Right.
the whole university is being really flexible, as Gokhan in the beginning mentioned some of the changes that we made due to COVID-19. So make sure you're contacting, you're communicating with us and asking, and let us know what your experience, so we know, if we can further help you. We also have a question from Tuan from Vietnam. The student is asking, I'm also a transferring student. So I already paid my CVIS fee 2 years ago. Do I need to pay it again?
No, you do not need to pay the CVIS fee again. Your record will be transferred with the payment intact. And as long as you're transferring this semester and there's not more than 5 months between when you last attended your last school and Rowan, there won't be any problems and you will not have to pay the fee again.
So I see a lot of questions about deferring admission. So I feel like we should address that. For grad students, you can defer 2 times up to a year. And I think for undergrad, it's once, correct?
Yes, 1 semester you can defer if you are a freshman student. You don't need to do anything beyond just letting me know that you'd like to defer. However, if you are a transfer student, you have to reapply. But we will send only the updated college transcripts if you take any, additional credits. Any questions you guys see on your hand, Lauren, Dara?
Yeah, I have a few. Let's see here. The one I saw was, if I have health insurance in my own country, do I still have to apply for Rowan health insurance?
No, you don't have to apply for Rowan health insurance. However, you will need to waive Rowan insurance by the deadline that the university has determined. The deadline is, you should respect the deadline, because if you don't waive Rowan insurance by the deadline, you will have to pay for the insurance. So you can have your own health insurance. However, I also do recommend that you check the details of your insurance and check if this insurance will cover for the expenses of any hospitalization in the U.S. or any the doctor's visits or emergency visits to the hospital. So check out also the insurance that you get, and you can ask any questions to the Wellness Center at rowan.edu.
And I want to add one more thing to the insurance business. A lot of students come with this question, saying that they have their own insurance from their home country. Typically, most of those, 99% of those insurance plans do not work in the United States. The hospitals, nobody will recognize that insurance. And in the U.S., health insurance is very expensive. Now, Rowan University offers health insurance, but there are also companies who offer health insurance packages that are much less expensive. They're much cheaper than what Rowan offers. And we are not asking any student to buy Rowan insurance here. It's just one of the companies we work with. You can work with other U.S. companies, because in the U.S., health insurance is healthcare is expensive. So when you go to hospital, you want to be taken care of, and you don't want to pay a huge amount of money. So I strongly recommend that you buy U.S. insurance when you come here from any company you want to. You don't necessarily need to use Rowan Insurance.
Yeah, as my personal experience, I would suggest that too. I'm an international student and I've faced a few problems with my insurance, with my Indian insurance, so I would suggest to have an US insurance.
And just to add, to give an idea how much, the health insurance is through Rowan, it's $1,800 for the year, which is pretty affordable, and it's a great insurance as well.
For undergraduate students.
Yes.
Yeah, the pricing is different for graduate students.
Good to point out. Any other questions you guys see on your end?
I have one that I've seen a lot of. How important is the placement test?
It's some students will need to take undergraduate students will need to take placement tests. Other students are exempt from placement tests. We encourage students to take those if they need to take those placement tests. We encourage them to take those tests online due to the situation. It's very important for some students so they are placed at the right course level. Usually these placement tests some students can take them after they arrive to the U.S., but we can see a trend that a lot of students are taking those tests before they arrive, which is great. Because when they arrive, some of them are tired, some of them had long flights, they're still adjusting, so it's always better to take those tests at home. Kate, you want to add anything, or Gokhan?
No, that's.
And you will be contacted by testing services if you need to take a placement test, or if you are exempt, you will be contacted by testing services as well, saying that you are exempt and you don't need to take any of those tests.
Here's another question. As an international student, if my bank statement doesn't cover admissions expenses, is that a barrier to receiving my I-20?
You want me to take this, Gina?
Yeah, sure.
So you do need to cover the entire estimate that is listed on the first page of the I-20 application. And, it's divided by what level student you are. So you're going to look at the amount that corresponds. So if you're an undergraduate, you're going to look at the undergraduate amount, which is $42,900. And if you're a graduate, you're going to look at the graduate amount, which is $34,900. And you will need to show that this is available. Now, this is a total estimate, so it covers everything. It's not just tuition and fees. It's housing, room board, personal expenses, books, insurance. And you might not necessarily actually end up paying that full amount. It's an estimate. But we do need to see it's available. This is a federal regulation. It cannot be waived. So we do need to see that. Having said that, there are different, we are flexible with what we will accept in some cases. So typically it's bank statements that we're looking at. But, if you have more than one sponsor, we will accept that. So a lot of times students might have just one sponsor that shows a bank statement that has the full amount. But if you have multiple people in your life, it might be easier to show the money that way. So you could have, 2 or 3 people show smaller statements, and then they all add up to cover the total. We also accept loans provided that they meet certain requirements. And you can always contact us at rowan@rowan.edu for details on what those requirements are. And there are some lenders in the U.S. That will lend to international students without a U.S. cosigner. Empower Financing is one. We don't endorse any specific lenders, but you can look into that. But, provided they meet certain conditions, we'll accept loans. And of course, if you have any scholarship or assistantship funding, that gets applied to your estimate. So we would, what you would need to show in the bank statement would be the remaining balance that isn't covered by the scholarship or the assistantship. But we do need to see that total is available. That's not something that we can waive. But we are being flexible with when the bank statements are dated. So Gokhan mentioned in the very beginning that we have extended the period of time allowed for a bank statement to be submitted. So it used to be that the bank statement could not be older than 6 months. But now we've extended that to 12 months because of COVID-19.
So since we started a little bit late, I passed a little bit on the time in terms of, when we're supposed to end. So let's take 2 more questions. So one from Lauren and one from Dara. Lauren, let's go with
She has a list going, I believe, so she wants to pick 2 from her list that may be most important to address. That would be
all right. So in the meantime, as Dara is picking 2 of the most important ones, please feel free to communicate with us as well. You're going to have a survey that you fill it up if you'd like to at the end. Make sure you pose your questions there. But also, you do have my contact information and also Lauren. But beyond that, you can also email rowanicc@rowan.edu if you have questions related to I-20, visa-related questions, and so on. All right, Dara.
All right. One of the first ones, a pretty general one. After you submit your app, how long does it take to get a notification with your admission decision?
So on the undergrad side, once you submit your application, you would have access to an application portal. That's for both sides, actually, undergrad and grad. You'll be able to see live what's going on with application. Once your application is complete, meaning I have all of the documents that I need to evaluate, pretty much within 72 hours, you have a decision from us in your portal. Also, please be mindful that this year we are running, the decision comes first and then the scholarship decision comes next via email. Lauren, on your side, for graduate students, how long does it take for the admissions decision?
So if you're applying to a non-thesis, not just a master's program, coursework only, you're not looking for any type of assistantship or funding, that can take about 2 to 3 days that you'll get the decision, depending on the program. For most computer science, engineering, you'll get that in 2 days. If you're looking for MBA, that sends to the committee. For grad students, most applications go to a program committee for consideration, and that can take up to a week. But for most STEM-related programs, you'll get a decision within 2 to 3 days.
Last question, Dara.
All right. What happens if you have not confirmed your I-20 by the due date?
Gina or Kate?
Can you repeat the question, Dara, please?
Yeah, of course. What happens if you have not confirmed your I-20 by the due date?
If you don't confirm your I-20 by the due date, which means you did not submit all your documents by the due date, or
I would say if they didn't submit everything by July 1, which I think was the deadline listed in the slide, can they still process things afterwards?
I mean,
go ahead.
I would say you want to consider what the visa timeline is going to look like. We have the deadline there for that reason. I mean, if you're really struggling with getting a bank statement because of COVID or something, I mean, just communicate with us and we're willing to work with you, but you need to think about what it's going to look like in terms of scheduling an interview. In certain countries, interviews under normal circumstances, the wait times can stretch into multiple weeks. And you don't want to be scrambling at the last minute trying to get an interview, and trying to see if your flight's going to come in time for the start of classes, if you're going to have the visa in time for the start of classes. So the deadline is there to keep that, you should keep that in mind, what the visa timeline is really going to look like.
Thank you. So that completes, our session today. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a wonderful experience to hear from all of you, and I would like to congratulate all of our admitted students here on the undergrad side and graduate side as well. Great to hear from you, and for our prospect students as well. Beyond that, please make sure that you continue to communicate with us. I feel like the theme during the whole presentation is that we are being flexible. So make sure that you're, touch base with us. Let us know what you're going through. And, we're here to help you and assist you throughout this process. And last thing, so if you wanted to, talk to us, email us. I want to hear from everyone. So Rowan, the International Center, what is the best way to communicate with you guys? What is your best email?
RowanIC@rowan.edu.
Okay, so I-20 questions, visa-related questions, you want to email RowanIC@rowan.edu. So Daria, if you want to write that down in the box for everybody. And Lauren, how about you for graduate side, for admissions?
Yeah, for the graduate side of things, you can email me within the portal. You'll have that email option in there, which is lauren@admissions.rowan.edu. Or you can send me a message on WhatsApp. I check it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I give myself a break Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I will definitely answer you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
So on my side, for undergrad admissions, like Lauren said, if you already applied to Rowan University, you'll see my information listed there. You can actually sign up for live sessions with me as well, so we can go through, all of your questions. Beyond that, we do have the WhatsApp option and my email as well, which is string at admissions.rowan.edu. And for our students, how can they, if they want to talk to you and learn a little bit more about your experience on a personal level, can you share your email as well?
I think Anvesh already put his email.
Yeah.
I saw it in the discussion box.
I'll write it down.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm just writing down mine.
There we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time. I know for some of you guys, it's nighttime there. It's pretty late. So I hope this was really informative for you. And for us, it was a pleasure being here with you and answer all of your questions. So at this time, I also want to thank all of our panelists for being here as well. I will end the session. So looking forward to continue the conversation with you through different routes as well. And have a great end of your day or a good start of your day.
Exactly. Thank you, everyone. And if you ever want to talk to me personally, you have that option of the one-on-one meetings in your portal too. So feel free to schedule those.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.